The Fox Texas trio is back. Dade Phelan survives, celebrates in 2024, and now 2025 is a different story. Rudy Koski, you're up to bat first. Will he win his speakership in 25?
Well, Stephen, he did it before, so let's crunch the numbers. The job selected by a simple majority vote by all House members. All House members. You know, let's set aside this single party rule stuff for right now. Currently, the Texas House is made up of 86 Republicans, 64 Democrats. So by sheer numbers, the GOP certainly could pick whoever they want. The problem is, of course, Texas Republicans remain fractured. So I think that the first House GOP caucus meeting in January, which is typically done behind closed doors, will be nothing more than a Mississippi River knife fight, right? Pretty bloody, pretty ugly. Speaker Phelan, you know, he's going to have to get down into the mud, build another coalition with some Democrats, and remind House members that the several of the hardliners in his party are still linked to a PAC that is still linked to a Nazi sympathizer. Man, that is a stench that is hard to stand next to. So those who vote with those hardliners may need a clothespin for the nose, which is why that was my word.
Greg, Attorney General Ken Paxton said you will not return if you vote for Dade Phelan for Speaker. I know people are doing the counting right now. Do you think he has a good shot?
Yeah, I believe he will win. No question there will be a barrage of unhinged retribution threats from the likes of Ken Paxton and cronies. And I wouldn't be surprised if Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick puts out the word that House bills authored by Phelan allies will be DOA in the Senate. It won't matter, because Phelan only needs a dozen Republicans to add to Democrats to keep the gavel. And there were almost that many House allies in plain view at Phelan's victory party in Beaumont. And remember also that Phelan's financial backers didn't pony up millions for the most expensive House race in Texas history just so he could return and be a rank and file member. Phelan will have their absolute support, and so will his allies.
Well said, well said. Hey, Rudy Koski, the talking point that we quickly saw when it was all but certain that Dade Phelan would win re-election was Democrats elected Dade Phelan. Is there any truth to that?
Well, you know, Stephen, crossover voting certainly happened in that primary and a lot of other primaries, and the runoff. You know, heck, here in Travis County, several Republicans proudly acknowledging that they got a Democrat ballot back in May and tried to vote out our progressive DA. Didn't work, by the way. Now, public records can show which primary in past elections a person has voted in. So the claim by Team Covey certainly is plausible. Sour grapes, yeah, but plausible. It's no secret that Chairman George, he said it right in that interview, that the Texas GOP leadership will use the Phelan runoff to push for what they want, a close primary. But all that, you know, that is going to do is just put hardliners onto a November ballot, which will push moderates and independents away. It may not flip the House chamber blue, but man, it could make it a darker shade of purple, right, Stephen?
It could be, man. 2025 is going to provide a lot of content for us. I'll put it like that. Greg, Governor Abbott secured the number of votes that he needs to pass some form of what he calls education savings account, school vouchers, whatever you want to call it. The question is, could Dade Phelan say he gets reelected to speakership? Could he let that pass but hold up other legislation? What do you think?
Well, absolutely. You know, that speaker's gavel comes with hefty leverage and may force some kind of détente with Lieutenant Governor depending on the urgency of the legislation. As for school choice, I think Phelan owes Governor Abbott a debt of gratitude for remaining neutral in the punishing primary. And so by supporting vouchers this go-round, he could certainly signal a willingness to align with the governor, potentially against Patrick and his hyper-conservative Senate on other contentious issues. What's more likely, if Phelan remains as speaker, is a heaping helping of acrimony and stalemate in the next session, with lots of legislative hostage-taking and finger-pointing.
Yeah, I think, man, 2025 is just going to be interesting. That legislative session, all eyes will be on Austin, at least for the beginning of the session. Important to note, the Abbott campaign tweeted congrats to Phelan's campaign when he won. That's all the time we have. To see this episode or any of our past ones, go to our station's YouTube channels.
And keep the conversation going by reaching out to us on social media.
The focus now turns to November and the issues that will make for a politically hot summer. So We'll see you next week, and let us know what you think the issue is.